This segment is sponsored by the Norris Group. Tax season is here, and we're getting closer and closer to that April 15th deadline. And here to help us prepare is the CEO of the Norris Group, Dion Norris. Thanks for coming back on Good Morning Washington.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, so on everybody's calendar, we all have that date, April 15th as the deadline. But what other dates should taxpayers really be looking out for?
Most important one is April the 15th. That is the actual deadline to file your taxes and pay what is owed. Also, be on the lookout for end of January. Generally, that is when all your W-2s, your 1099s, your tax-related documents in order to file your return should be sent to you.
Oh.
In addition to that, depending on the type of business that you own, March the 15th or generally a month before April 15th is when you may need to file a business-related return. So K-1s, et cetera, can be issued so you can file your personal return.
Now, hopefully everyone's paying attention and writing that down, but
Yes.
some do not, and things happen. What happens if someone does not file their taxes? How can they get back on track?
Well, the most important thing is you're not alone. So this past year, I've had to file about 7 years worth of returns for an individual person.
Wow.
Life happens.
Yeah.
So just let it be known that you're not the only one. The most important thing is try to gather all your documents and get them as filed as timely as possible, even if they're late. You want to do the right thing because eventually the IRS or the states can file a return on your behalf, and that's the last thing that you want to do.
Oh, okay.
So it's important, even if you're filing late, to make sure they get filed when you can.
Okay. How can people deal with tax liabilities? Maybe from like unexpected income, maybe someone won the lottery, or if you got an inheritance, something like that.
Yeah. So generally the rule of thumb is withhold about 30% for federal taxes. If you get the lottery or an inheritance, you want to withhold some of the money, just in case your liability is such that you may have to pay. Sometimes, depending on, especially in the case of inheritance, you may not have to pay anything at all.
Wow.
So you generally want to withhold some form of the money to make sure that you're not hit with an unexpected tax bill.
Do that before the victory shopping spree.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that is key.
So what if someone is a taxpayer and they're living abroad? How do their taxes even work?
First thing to know is if you are a U.S. citizen, you have to file a tax return irregardless if you are physically living in the U.S. Personally, my brother currently lives in Germany, so I have to file his return every year.
Wow.
So even though he has no U.S.-based income, I'm still filing a return for him because he is a U.S.-based taxpayer. So that is the most important thing to know. There are exclusions that you can take when you are getting foreign-sourced income, but you must file a U.S.-based tax return if you are a U.S. citizen.
This is such important stuff.
Yes, it is.
And we definitely want to get it right. How do people know that they're filing their taxes accurately?
The easiest way is to request a transcript from the IRS. So if taxpayers didn't know, any W-2s, 1099s, 1098s, anything that basically has your social security number attached to it, the IRS already has a copy of it. So that is a way that you can make sure that all the records that they have, you have as well. And if there's a discrepancy, you can reach out to the company or you can reach out to the IRS to see where that discrepancy went. But that is generally what we do when taxpayers have multiple years that need to be filed and they don't have all the documents. We go request a transcript on their behalf so we can get a list of what they currently are missing, or we can at least let them know this is what the IRS has and show it to them so they can get us everything that we need.
A lot of information, and it can be overwhelming. But
Yes,
that's
it
why
can.
they have you. That's why they
Yes.
have the Norris Group. How do people connect with you and your team?
They can feel free to call us, email us, stop by any of our locations, reach out to us on social media. We're always standby ready to help.
Thank you so much, Dion, for joining me again on Good Morning Washington.
Thank you.